Hello, this is just going to be a quick video going through the process of compiling a stop frame animation using After Effects and then exporting it as a GIF or GIF, depending on how you feel about that. So primarily this is going to be for web output. So when I'm going to set up my composition, create a new composition, and I'm going to set it to 640 by 640 pixels. This is something that's kind of used in Twitter and just looks good on a mobile phone, basically, because you don't really need that kind of high resolution for stuff like this. You just need it to be sort of fast and compressed. So click on OK. So it gives this sort of square format aspect ratio. Next, I'm going to import my stop frame animation. So import file, and this is my animation in here. It's only very few little frames. When you're working on stop motion with digital camera, I would recommend putting it in the sort of a low resolution setting. Don't consider doing anything in RAW or anything like that, because it'll just be absolutely huge. Particularly when you've got hundreds and hundreds of images. So I've sort of stepped it down to kind of roughly high definition resolution for full screen. And all you do is you click on the first one and then you make sure you've got sequence options, import JPEG sequence selected, and then that will take it in as footage as opposed to individual frames. You may find that you've got, depending on how you've done it, you might end up with like missing frames, and they'll appear as like a color, kind of color bar placeholder. I wouldn't worry about those. What you can do is once you've exported it from After Effects, you can then put it in Premiere and chop those bits out, and just work with what you've got basically. So I've selected import a JPEG sequence. I'm going to click on import, and now it's appeared in my project directory. So I'm going to drag that now into here, and obviously it's quite large, so I'm going to scale it to fit that box. Let's see there. Okay. Now when this plays back first, it's going to play, it's just rendering those frames, but it's going to play incredibly quickly. That's because we need to interpret the footage and change the frame rate. And the way we do that is to click on the footage in the project window and right click, and there we go, interpret footage main, and this brings up this window here. So at the moment it's assuming a frame rate of 30 frames a second, which is going to be too fast for this animation that I've made. I mean, really, when you're working with stop frame stuff, you kind of want it to look a little bit kind of jerky and lo-fi. So I would say sort of 10 frames a second, and then click on OK. And now if we go down here to our composition layers, you can see that it can be, the footage can now be extended. So I'll extend that out. I'm going to set the work area to roughly the same length, and let's play that back. Yeah, that's the kind of speed. Now all I'm wanting is just a kind of looping kind of GIF, so I'm not really worried about length or making it loop, because the GIF will automatically loop. I'm just going to reposition this a bit better and scale it down some more. Something like that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Obviously you can apply effects to it just as you would do any other thing, so I'm just going to do some color correction on it. I'm going to make it, I'm going to tint it. Oh no, I'm going to tritone it. Let's have that. Let's change this that to a kind of greeny colour, see what that's like. And then I'm gonna just make the contrast a bit better. And I'm going to add some noise to it as well. So go to effects. Where's it gone? Noise and grain. HLS Auto. I'm going to drag it up to the top because I want to colour the noise as well. Let's take the lightness up. Oh yeah, it looks nice and grainy and grotty now. Okay. So to export it as a GIF, you go to File and Export, and then add to Adobe Media Encoder queue, as opposed to internally inside the program. This just gives you access to the GIF setting that I want. I think you can do it in After Effects, I'm not 100% sure, but so it now goes to this other program, and there it is, it's added it. I've already got it selected, but what you would want to do is, if it wasn't on this, so under here where it says Comp 1, this is what we're going to render, you've got a whole load of settings. And what you want to select is Animated GIF, and then you can go to the preset, which is Match Source. You can play around with that if you want to compress it further, but because we've done it in 640 by 640, it's quite small anyway. But you could, let's just change the output file so we know where it is. Let's go to videos. I'm just going to put it in. Actually, I've already done it here. Melting head. Click on save. Oh, I don't know why it's doing that. Dynamic link server. Cancel. Don't need to. What I'm doing is double clicking on it now, so I can get into the settings. And here you could adjust the quality if you want to, if you find it's too big, or you can change the size of it. I'm just keeping it matching the source settings. Keep everything the same, click on OK, and then press play, and it will start rendering. So that's completed now, and if I go to my folders, let's find it, videos, and there we go. So there's my melting head GIF, and it will, so that's it playing back now. You can see it's automatically looping because it's a GIF. And then you can just, post that on your Twitter or whatever you want to do with it. Okay, bye.